Hey guys, hey everyone. Let me get myself together here. How's everyone doing this evening? Let me get into this chat. We're on day two of our big talk. Did everyone enjoy yesterday? Big talk. I have a lot of you guys questions, so prayerfully we'll get through all the questions. Let me just say hello to those in the chat. Hi Gucci, how are you?
I'm good. How are you today?
I'm just doing wonderful.
Oh, that's great. That's great. I'm just relaxing, enjoying the chat, and getting ready for tonight.
Oh, great. We have a couple of guests that we're still waiting for to come into the chat. Let me go and say hello to those in the chat. Gucci, do you want to say hello to your?
Yes, I'll say hello to everybody in the chat. Woman of God, how are you doing today? Miss Beauty, K Baby, hey Don, what's up? Miss Shaw, Lovable Leo, Rolanda, how you doing? Vet, K Baby, Pamela, Lisa, Miss January, Sharonda, Elizabeth, Debbie, Robin, Phoenix Rising. How you doing? Supreme, David. What's up? How's everybody? Adrian, how is everybody doing? I want to just take my time to thank everybody for coming out. Everybody on Facebook, thank y'all. I've been getting a lot of message that it's been, really good, really helpful. Tonight, I'm going to show more stuff. People last night, getting, but we don't care because we're here to give the truth, show the facts, and hopefully everybody can spread the word. Kayla, how you doing? Cha cha, how you doing?
Gucci, you might have to go out and come back in because you're making a lot of noise.
I am. Is it
Yeah.
because I'm on this earphone? Let me see.
Okay, guys. While he will get himself together, let's let me go here.
Now,
Huh? Say it again.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. No more clicking.
Maybe it's my head. I had the head plugs in, so I got to take them off and just
Hey, Dr. McDowell. I got choked. Hi, Dr. McDowell.
do it again, sir.
I'm fine, thank you.
That's good.
Welcome
That's good.
back.
I like that. You outside and you got your mask on. That
Yeah,
is perfect.
thank
Okay, we got to do a couple of housekeeping items here. Whenever you guys are not talking, try to put your mic on mute because that will stop the interference. Because I noticed the people in California have some issues with the connection with StreamYard. So let's try to just mute when you're not talking and mute when you talk. Okay.
Sound good to us.
All right. All right, Dr. McDowell, thank you for coming back with us. We appreciate you. We appreciate you so much. This time we want to hear more from you because yesterday your mic was not connecting correct.
Yeah, a lot more.
I understand. I wanted to talk tonight about or this evening about how to raise funds because that's
There we go again. There we go again.
It seemed like the California people phones always messed up. Little Honey was messing up. Don K. Now Doc.
yeah.
I can hear you, Gucci. What you say?
Oh, see. I said it seemed like y'all got some bad connection in Cali.
I know.
Oh, someone tried to call me. That
Oh,
just
okay, okay,
and
okay.
they, yeah, and they did cut me off. We need to start figuring out how to raise funding to help his attorneys get him free because he would have the money, but they're blocking him from getting any
Yes.
financial support, as we know. So right now, it's up to us to organize a team of people who can come up with some creative ideas to help support Rob's efforts to get him free.
And
See, See, Dr. McDowell, here's the problem we're having with that. Because the defense fund and all the collection of money has been tainted, there are people who do not trust the process of collecting money for Rob.
Oh, really?
Yes,
So
yes,
then,
and Doc, and this thing, because I mean to cut you off. Let me say this quick. Today, I spoke with one of the attorney from the first case, and he said he spoke to Rob 2 weeks ago, and Rob wanted to come on board, but when Rob told Steve, Steve got mad and sent the lawyer a letter and said, "If you want to talk to my client, talk through me." And when I talked to the guy, he said, "Look. All they got to do is subpoena everything because everything in this case, from the first case, I suppress all of those." He said, "There's nothing new in this case except the charges. They switch them around and do racketeering." I spoke to him today, Mike Shepard, and I'm texting him now, asking him if he want to listen tonight because he said to me, his exact word is, "I love Rob. We here for Rob." His people, they contact us when this happened, and after that, they jump elsewhere. And I know that for sure because I did tell Sylvia that one of the attorney did tell me that, you know, and
wow.
and he said to me, and I asked him, this is what I asked him, and we're gonna get into it real quick. I said, "What is your retainer fee?" I said, "I probably can get a few people, we put it together and give it to you, and you go talk to Rob. Let Rob tell Steve, people pay for you to be on the case." Because he said he don't want to take it over from Steve. He want to be on board so he can file the motions that he did in the first case to get a lot of charge dismissed. That's what he told me.
Okay. 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 Wow. So our hands are.
Let's all figure something after this, Doc. We want you on board, and we will figure something how we got to do it, and we get somebody reliable because the attorneys they cannot collect no money. So what we probably need to do is try go. You know how you can set up certain account at a bank and ask people to donate, and then the bank will keep a check for you and let you know so people if people want to check on it, they can check on it. That may be one of our best route to
Right.
go because I did fundraiser before for St. Jude and I set up an account with Regent Bank and everybody donate, and when it done, Regent Bank give me one big cashier's check and we just show it to everybody here. That's the amount of money we raised. There go the name said for the attorney, Steve, whatever his name is, on behalf of the supporters for Rob legal fee.
Gucci, could you repeat the name of the attorney? I'm taking notes.
His name is Mike Shepard, Sheppard. They was on the first case. His dad was the main guy, and he was younger. And you know they passed. So he is now with the law firm. He's still down there. And he said he did a video conference with Rob like probably 3 weeks ago. He went there and did a video conference, and then that's when Rob told Steve, and I guess Steve didn't like it. And I'm like, what the hell? This is for the man to get out of jail. It's not about you or nobody. If this man is telling you, I guarantee you, I can get Rob off, you need to listen. You need to listen.
What state is he in? Can he practice?
He's in Chicago. He's in Chicago.
Okay,
Their
can he
law firm is in Chicago. And he said they are practiced to do federal in all the states he's charged in right now. You know? Yeah. So the thing is, you know, we need to, I mean, it's just crazy. So we will figure a way. Once I talk back to him, and if he said we just need to put the retainer fee, I mean, whatever I got to do, I'll do. And we have him go talk to Rob and talk to Steve in front of Rob so they can get him board. Because, you know, when his first trial, he had 12 lawyers. I didn't know it was that much. And he told us, he said it was 12. We had people that do motion. We had people that do investigation. We had people, they don't never investigate, I believe, anymore in this case. You know?
Okay, guys, remember, you guys are asking questions inside the chat. Remember, my requirement was for you guys to submit your questions and people asking question in the chat.
Well, Chacha, we're gonna find out. I saw that one, Sylvia. Chacha, what I'm gonna do, everybody, I will put once I speak with him again. I'm hoping he can listen tonight and may want to jump in because he said he gonna listen from the sideline tonight. And if he do, I'm gonna get him on board with a phone call with everybody that want to hear him and talk to him, so everybody can see this is an attorney that said, yes, I can help Rob. And if we all got to donate, we ain't got to send no money to nobody but to him.
What we're going to do it like we did the meeting. We're not going to do it on YouTube. Okay.
Right.
We can do it by doing. Okay.
Exactly. So, we'll figure this out after tonight's show. And because, when an attorney tell me it's the same thing from the first, I guarantee you, me and my team could have had him a bond and have him sit at home while we're preparing. I like to listen. And Dr. Ronald, you know that you're a doc and you've been around, and I'm sure you dealt with lawyers. When your lawyer look at you and said, "Oh, don't worry about that. I got that. I can put that. I can get that thrown away." You pay attention. This cat getting on my nerve. That's why I keep getting up. He's trying to sit on my laptop.
I'm sorry. I cannot
so
hear anything you're saying.
He did not hear what you said.
Again.
Okay, I was saying.
Hello?
I was saying we're gonna.
You have to go back out, come back in, Doc.
Go back out and come back in.
Hold on, he can't hear you. You can only hear me. Doc, go out and come back in.
I can't hear either one.
Go out. Go. You probably got a call. Go out, come back in. I'm gonna kick you out, and then you come back in. All right, guys. I had to kick him out so he can come back in. He's having problem with the computer.
So let's start it again from last night, and we're gonna go from there. And I mean we are gonna. I mean everybody. People in the bush. Hello, but this is for Rob. No question. We need to do all we can do. It's a lot of people wanna talk about us, this, that, but we're not doing nothing. The best way to start something is always for a person to make the first move. And if you don't make the first move, how would you know about what you're gonna do? Everybody want to talk, but nobody want to help us. So Sylvia, with that, go ahead, start your thing, and y'all can talk and wait for the rest of the guests. I'm texting the lawyer now, see if you want to listen.
Okay, question for you, Gucci. Which one did you want me to play?
The first one. I want to start again. One more thing, people. I want to start again with the first video from the Demetrius. I want to just keep seeing how all this started through him and what his motive was. It was because if a man tell you that Rob won't trust him because he's the one started, that's what we need to pay attention, and then we go from there. All right. So I'm on the one, that one with the old fake.
I got it.
All right. Okay.
Just bear with me a second.
Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yes, better now.
Okay, Sylvia, your voices are still being muffled. Nicole, can you hear them? Oh my goodness. Okay, Nicole. Nicole, can you hear them? Hello, Nicole.
She's saying yes. She can hear us.
Okay. Okay. As I was saying, I didn't hear you what you were
Yeah, I
asking.
can hear you.
Noguchi.
Yes.
Noguchi, what were you asking me?
Okay. Now I was saying that,
Go ahead.
when a lawyer said to you that
Oh, I can't.
I done
It's
this
all chopped
before,
up. I
it's
can't
the
hear
same
nothing.
exact case. I can beat this. I could have him in the street. Those are the kind of lawyer I mess with. I don't want to mess with a lawyer that tell me maybe. No. If a lawyer told me, I guarantee I get you out, and he said I did that in the
Sylvia,
first case,
Sylvia, can you hear me?
you're
Yes,
going
I
in and out.
cannot hear Gucci.
I can hear you. I can Gucci, he can't hear you.
I don't know why.
I can hear you, Gucci, but he can't hear you.
I can't hear anybody now.
Oh,
You probably need to go back out and come back in again.
and go to a better area probably.
Is he okay? Let me get him out. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Okay, I'm gonna have to kick them out and bring him back in. Sorry, guys, for the technical difficulty. It's because I don't know why.
Oh, and tonight we're going to have some real good topics to talk about. And one of the main things tonight I'm going to focus on is a lot of these accusers and bodyguards to show why is everybody connected from the East Coast. That's something I'm paying attention to. From the guy that claimed he found a bag filled with the tapes, Baltimore, Philadelphia, right next door to each other. Why everybody connected up that way? The accusers, another girl, bodyguard, this person. It's just crazy how most of these people are coming from the same area. It's something make you want to wonder why. You know, I mean, did Rob do something to people in Baltimore? Why they have to try to set him up? You know, so it's just a lot of stuff for you to pay attention to. Stuff just don't start by not paying attention. But here go the video.
I would think to myself, I helped groom him. Helped groom him. He was a young kid, 16, and he was very bashful, very shy, very silly. At the same time, he was shy. I pretty much think that I mean, this is just me. I'm not trying to take claim or anything, but I just think that he got his courage somewhat from me because he was a bashful, shy kid. People used to mess with him and, talk about him, and he didn't ever come out. He didn't come out. And then I spent a lot of time with him, taking him into the subways, grooming him, pretty much. My children's mother is young, you see. She was.
When you say that she was young, what do you mean? Like,
it's a significant age gap. It was a significant age gap. I was 25 to something, and my kid's mother was 17. I was 25 to something, and my kid's mother was 17. And
so she was 17 when you guys started dating?
Yes.
When she had the baby?
When she had, yeah.
He wasn't bad. He married. He had a baby with a young girl.
Well, I heard that Demetrius Smith had 2 babies with 2 young women.
And he was, I think, 39 or 40. 39 or 40.
39 or 40.
And the 2 moms were about 16.
Woo.
Yeah, so he.
So Demetrius Smith himself has committed the crime of being a pedophile.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Smith admits to his own demons, drug use, and doing time after being fired by Kelly for theft.
I took money from Robert in the beginning when we were down in New York. That's the only time I took any money. It was just $200. And I took that because my family was hungry. And I was in New York with him, and he had a whole pocket full of money and all. They gave him per diems and everything. He didn't give me nothing. Now, I got to get some money, and I'm in New York, man. You can't give it to me. Somebody finna get a headache. Because I was ready to go outside and take some money from somebody. But instead, I took it out of his wallet because he had a whole bunch anyway. And then I felt like he was wrong to me. And then I told him, and I didn't steal nothing from nobody. I'm not a thief. I'll take some shit from you, but I ain't a thief. Now, after I left him, I still had the credit card with American Express. Okay. And here it is. After that, I left him. We're done. I am broke. I went to the gas station one day. I'm trying to drive the car, and it worked. Okay. It was Christmas then. That's the bottom line.
Smith admits to his own demons, drug use, and doing time after being fired by Kelly for theft.
Flexed, I was angry. I felt like, man, this dude, man, just used me.
Say, I back then said, hey, Tiffany, this is what you need to do. Robert, this is what I did. I told her to do this.
Situation like that with Tia, you know, already having a baby and already having a baby.
You tell me about an incident with a young woman named Anna, and she is deaf.
That's not her name. I forgot her name. But yeah,
but she's deaf, and he put his hands on her.
And
So
she couldn't even cry out, so he had to do some time for that.
So he did time for that.
Yeah, a little bit. I think 30 days, 40 days.
Okay, because he still speaks to her, and that's sad. But he does like to keep in contact with a lot of women that he can victimize and stuff like that. Well, from what I heard, the girl was hogtied.
No, that's not true.
Okay.
She was tied by Johnny.
She was hogtied by Demetrius. So the girl came to R. Kelly's studio to do music through Demetrius.
Exactly.
Demetrius hogtied this little girl?
No, let's not get to the hogtie yet, because that didn't happen.
Okay.
In Robert's face.
Okay.
What happened was he took Shannon to the studio. He was like, Rob, he was trying to get on me. Rob, I got this girl. Look, she looked like Pink.
Okay.
And she could sing.
Okay.
I got this little girl and she could sing and blah, 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 blah. So he took her to Rob. And so Rob said, okay, she got to stay here. She took her cat, and a couple clothes. And she stayed in the studio. So I guess she didn't like being, she was a little girl. She was a young girl.
Right.
And so nothing transpired between Shannon and Rob.
There was never. So how did the hog tying happen?
He brought Shannon to California eventually. When he got to California.
Demetrius is he. He brought Shannon to California.
Some years later.
Years later.
Yes. Yes.
And how old was she at this point?
I mean, like 18.
Okay.
So he had her at some hotel in Hollywood, and he tied her to the chair with socks and put a sock in her mouth. And I was supposed to pick her up to hang out with her, me and my girlfriend. So we got into the room. I believe that the maid let us in. Because I got,
Okay.
a slip little mouth, and I got in. And when I saw, I was like, what the fuck?
Right.
And I untied her, and I took Shannon to the airport, and I said, don't ever turn your face to come back. I paid for her to go. Like, what the hell?
So it wasn't like a government ID, it was like a work ID?
It's government ID and a work ID.
And you're saying that it wasn't, I mean, if it had her name with a different age, that would make it a fake ID, right?
It's a fake ID, but it was a real ID. It was a government, it was, it's, I'm not gonna, I took them down to a government official place, and somebody there took some money, and somebody there took some money. And somebody there took some money. And they took an ID for her. Okay. And it was, and it's so like you go into the county, it's like you go get a driver's license, and I know somebody in there, and I'll take you in there, and they'll give you a driver's license. You ain't got to take no test. You just give them some money. And that's what happened with that. And that got her a marriage license.
And so the only thing that you're saying that your role was just, you were just there when she got the fake ID.
Yeah, I took them to a place where she got an ID that got her a marriage license.
Okay, but you didn't forge the marriage license documents. No. That was all Aaliyah and him.
Yes, their signatures. Yes, their signatures.
I left him in '95. I'm not with him. And I've reached out to Robert to talk to him but I understand Robert. He's not going to trust me. He doesn't trust me because I'm the one that started this. I'm the one that started this. And he doesn't trust me for that.
Well, to let all my fans know that they have a right, they support me. Right. So I'm here to let them know I'm not married. That was a rough time for me, to be honest and be real, for me to get through a very tumultuous period. But, I got through it. And, my mom has helped me today. And I got through it. The support of my family, right. The Lord in my life, number one. And a lot of support from my family.
Question for people who want to know I am not married. Not at all.
Everybody. Unfortunately, it's business. People are going to talk, and really can't control what people are going to say. So I'm here to let all of you know that I'm not married. I have Aaliyah Kelly. I'm Aaliyah. So that's it.
You are married or not? No, I'm not married. Robert's doing his thing. I'm doing my thing. He's a great producer, great artist who I do admire, and there's nothing left in that at all.
So, you know about all the rumors about you being married and stuff like that. Was there any truth to that?
Man, you are so late.
I know, but you know what it is? It's like, so late. I just had to ask it though.
Nah, because like the fans, they know. You know what I mean? Like my fans that I love you, thank you for supporting me. They know. Like you need to get like an old vibe or something and like
right
the answer because that's old.
I'm the one that started this.
Okay. So everybody, the reason why while Sylvia doing something, I decided to ask her to replay this is so we can again see where it's all started. And he said he quit in 95. He got fired in 95. But he also said, because we got the recording, that he gave Barry the marriage license, and next thing you know, he ended up in the Vibes magazine. So when I was in New York, the word was back then that him and Barry planned this so Barry could sell records because Aaliyah was coming out. That Aaliyah married a hot artist coming out, and they can sell record, but it backfired because all it do was put a stain over Rob's head that he liked young girls, and that's a stain that is with him until this day. So you can see back all the way since the 90s, it's been a setup because they always say Rob is slow, Rob is illiterate, Rob is this. So I guess everybody take advantage, of his kindness. Because if I'm with a person and he's taking care of me, I'm going to make sure he's okay. I'm going to make sure everything is right. Because you can tell everything was fake because the marriage was supposed to happen because Aaliyah was supposed to be pregnant. But you never hear of a baby, and you never hear. And on the tape that me and Miss Sylvia be listening to, Sylvia asked him that question. So what happened to the baby? And he said, oh, she said she missed her, whatever you call that thing y'all ladies miss. Right? So Sylvia's like, but why did he get married? He couldn't even answer that question. So that's how you know this was a setup from the jump start. Regardless if she was pregnant or not, they was going to do a fake marriage to have something over Rob's head, and Barry put it out. Because if you take Aaliyah and Rob to get married, why didn't you give them the marriage license? Why would you give it to Barry? Why? It's just like if me and you went to get married, right? Why would you take my marriage license and give it to him? Give it to me. So that's how you know this whole thing from day one got a lot to do with Demetrius. Demetrius, only God could come tap me on my shoulder and say Demetrius didn't have nothing to do with it. Everything lead to Demetrius. From the whole Baltimore connection, he hired Kip. And all this stuff started from then. So people can say what they want to say, but it's true. If you go back and you research all the way from where Demetrius said he hired Kip, all this stuff started from back then. Just like that Baltimore accuser. She said one of the security led her backstage in 96 to the R. Kelly concert. Come on. That's when all this started. Think about it. All right? So, I just don't understand. If I get married, I want my own marriage license. I'm going to put it on my wall. All right? Or I'm going to put it in my drawer. But why are you going to take a gift to somebody that got nothing to do with me being married? So, you just can see a lot of fraud, a lot of fake, and a lot of theft going on. In this case, 99.9% was about money and people trying to make it to stardom. All right? So, go ahead, Sylvia. The one I send you that
one you would like me to play?
The government have to prove this case, and then after that, we can start answer questions. Tell when Rhonda send you that one that I asked.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Rhonda can't send that one. That was not the right one.
Rhonda,
she said.
you're gonna be fired. Hey Don, I'm gonna send you a text to your phone and respond right now. Can you call me on my phone, Don, please? Don K, call me right now, please, while Sylvia playing this video. Yeah.
Are you ready now, sir? Okay. I have Dr. McDowell. He's on the phone, okay?
Yes, I'm on the phone.
Okay.
have to do so to such a standard
Hello?
that it excludes any reasonable doubt at all that you committed the crime, not only as the person who did it, but as to each and every element of the crime with which you're charged.
But as to each and every element of the crime with which you're charged.
It was Tim and John Gillen Savage who've been at the centre of the campaign against R. Kelly, who warned Faith about getting a blood test.
I had been in contact with Savages, and Mr. Savage, he was like, I just want to let you know R. Kelly has an STD. So I went back and I got a blood test, and it came back positive.
That bitch lying. I can let you listen to 4 hours of motherfucking tape. That bitch mama told her to go back and get some more motherfucking proof. I got that shit on motherfucking video and audio. I just trying to hold that shit because my daughter's in a situation. I got that bitch saying that on goddamn tape, video and audio. You can see her goddamn face saying this shit.
Faith Rogers and her ex-best friend, Summer Bunny, aka Cardi B's husband Offset's ex-side chick. Okay, so Faith Rogers and Summer Bunny are friends and have been since they were little children. They were friends up until recently. Just the other day on Instagram, both Faith Rogers and Summer Bunny exposed each other regarding each other's past sexual relationship with R. Kelly and rapper Offset. Both women, Faith Rogers and Summer Bunny, became known to the world for their sexual relationship with two very well-known musicians, R&B legend R. Kelly and rap sensation Offset. When it comes to Faith Rogers' relationship with R. Kelly, Faith Rogers, along with her lawyer Gloria Allred, she alleges that R. Kelly abused her, whereas her best friend Summer Bunny was sexually involved with Cardi B's husband, Offset, just as his side chick. Now, both girls being best friends growing up together, being sexually involved with two very well-known celebrities, feeling like it looks like two friends got together and possibly plotted against these two celebrities. That Summer Bunny was living with Faith Rogers and her mother, and they often refer to each other as sisters. But when Faith Rogers came out and accused R. Kelly of infecting her with herpes, Summer Bunny and Faith Rogers had to distance themselves from each other so that they won't be linked as two girls who look like they're setting up celebrities. These pictures of them together, along with other videos on Instagram, have been deleted. Just the other day, Summer Bunny posted on her Instagram just the other day, and she said, "These R. Kelly hoes be lying and want money." And some of these hoes' moms was dressing them up to go see him. Now, Summer Bunny didn't say anyone's name, but apparently Faith Rogers feels that she was talking about her. So she went on her Instagram story and she went off.
I like them hot, the ones that don't tell me to stop. Eat thick, swallow the crumb, and they know how to pop. I need a project, bitch, a hood rat bitch. One that don't give a fuck and say she cook that bitch. She a don't get with it. She go Bible, then she know how to moan it with it. Open a lid and squeeze a nigga like she want me in it. Now turn around.
I did lie about my age and tell him that I was 19.
Yeah, right there. Rob paid me. There it is. It tells you right there. Can you see it? I don't know if you can see it, but it tells you that he paid me $50,000 right there. And it was a receipt for him paying. He was paying $50,000 every other month to me. And then he ended up having to, had whatever. And he ended up paying $5,000 a month.
No, people like us are licks for these girls now. I mean, we're targets on every level, and half the time they'll set up a charge just for us to settle out, just so we don't deal with the embarrassment or go through the process of fighting it. Because once you get that stigma, it's on you, whether you're innocent or guilty.
And my mom, I was always telling her that I was going out with my friends. This is the summertime when I first started dealing with him. So it was easy for me to just say, oh, I'm going out with friends.
So your mom had no clue that you were dealing with R. Kelly?
My mother had no clue that I was dealing with Rob.
Bill Cunningham Show.
What are you doing? I'm doing what I have to do.
A sister and her secret life.
You don't stop today. I'm going to take my little niece and I'm going to wash my hands to you. That's it and that's all.
Yes, I was on the show. I was on the Bill Cunningham Show. And that story was false. And I did not have a child at the time.
I took money from Robert in the beginning. when we were down in New York. That's the only time I took any money. It was just $200. And I took that because my family was hungry. And I was in New York with him, and he had a whole pocket full of money, and all they gave him per diems and everything. He didn't give me nothing. I got to get some money, and I'm in New York, man. You can't give it to me. Somebody's finna get a headache. Because I was ready to go outside and take some money from somebody. But instead, I took it out of his wallet because he had a whole bunch anyway. And then I felt like he was wrong to me. And then I told him, and I didn't steal nothing from nobody. I'm not a thief. I'll take some shit from you, but I ain't a thief. Now, after I left him, you know, I still had the credit card, the American Express. Okay. And here it is. After that, I left him. We're done. I am broke. I went to the gas station one day. I tried the card, and it worked.
Okay.
It was Christmas then. That's just the bottom line. It worked. I use it. Fuck them.
He's here in the photo with the R&B star. Smith admits to his own demons, drug use, and doing time after being fired by Kelly for theft.
Michelle was like a second mom to me when me and Michelle were really close, but it wasn't all that it had cracked up to be. It was a bunch of lies and manipulation and a bunch of Michelle using me, of course, to, you know, get Louis bags and get money out of me and stuff like that. So I was just tired of the lie.
As much as I trusted your motherfucking ass, you do this to me. This is my motherfucking daughter. This ain't your motherfucking best friend. She ain't never been your best friend. She ain't gonna never be your fucking best friend. I cannot fucking believe you. I keep trying to tell you, Geronda, I'm the wrong motherfucker to fuck with. I've been there, listened to your motherfucking ass, and then you put that bullshit on motherfucking social media, and then you let the fucking savages. Yeah, I heard about the motherfuckers too. So apparently you've been talking to their motherfucking ass because I heard you have. So guess what? You go get some motherfucking papers in the motherfucking mail, better motherfucking share, because I'm suing your motherfucking ass for this bullshit. Don't ever in your motherfucking life call my motherfucking phone again.
Well, I do have a tattoo of Dominique's name, and it's right here on my leg. It's inside of a heart. It's right here, and it says Dominique Sade Gardner.
Don't get me wrong, because I would love to get hit down, just like her. I mean, hit from the back and side, and I thought I rolled like a pro. But I didn't want myself to be a black hole because I was far from being old. But I thought that shit was cool, just like you. But who could I blame? Was it my mama's fault for not putting me up on game? Or was it society making me feel like I had to fuck whoever said hi? May 23rd, 1996. I mean, it slowed me down for a second, but I was tripping out there bad in the fix. I couldn't let my addiction get neglected. I just couldn't stop sucking dicks because I was sucking fast like I was intoxicated. Because the nut was like a drink and I was inebriated, meaning never sober. But I had to wake up though. And not because I was tired of being that slut though, but because she had reminded me of me. You know how those other sluts used to do.
You supposed to be her first love. So something must have happened. Something must have happened for her to not want to come home and leave home.
You know what happened? It's called a penis. What happened?
It's called what?
It's called a penis. It's the same thing what happened with you if you have children and anybody else that follow me on it. It's called a woman. Hold on, listen to me. It's called a woman become a young girl who thinks they became a woman by being sexed by an older man. That's what it becomes.
No, that ain't right.
My daughter always wanted breasts. So I know that was a thing that she was going to always get later on in her life because she always had that one insecurity about her. Have enhancements that make her happy, then she was going to get them with or without him, I believe. Yeah. I don't think it would be extreme, but I'm you know, again, you know, they became young women.
Team Truth is Team Lies.
And what is going on with Mr. Claire?
So you can go on with your Team Truth and it's Team Lies.
So I advise you to check your family and watch that disrespect that come out about the clerks. And that's all I'm gonna say to you, bro. I don't get into none of that other shit. I'm not saying nothing else. You don't have to call me, none of that. But I'm gonna tell you like this, keep my name out your mouth. My name on some shit that you put me in. So don't fucking ever tell nobody, oh, I better stay low and stay out of it because I'm worried. Nigga, I ain't worried about shit. I need to get off 10, 15 pounds. I can do 30 days or whatever the fuck come to me. You better ask yourself, can you, when you run around here going to these motherfucking courthouses and lying on people?
It's when I said that I slept with R. Kelly twice. That's BS.
You know what? You have to.
That is BS. So if he can come up with a lie like that on me,
Bro, check your wife, man. Check your wife, because she's really loose and will not stop. If it's something we need to have a conversation, then stop calling everybody else and call me. Y'all got my number. My number don't change. Why in the hell would you call and keep getting third-party information instead of calling me? This is what I'm telling you, why y'all like this messy shit.
Shanti motherfucking boyfriend ain't lied, nigga. Y'all was over there because you told me the time y'all was over there cooking out and all this shit. And I told you from day one, I ain't like her, I ain't trust her, and she a lying motherfucker. But I got her scoop. Oh, I do know who she is. I do know her play in this now. Oh yeah, I do know that.
How long were you with R. Kelly? And then when you look at Joycelyn Savage's father, he goes 3 years. Like he says it real low. He goes 3 years. And then she says 3 years. And then the reporter says 3 years. And then Joycelyn Savage's father goes, yes. And then Asante says, yes. She literally copies what he tells her to say. And then the reporter asks, how did you meet him? And then she goes, And then Joycelyn Savage's father steps in because he knows she don't know what she's supposed to say next.
3 years. Yes. How long did you know her? 3 years. Yes. How long did you know her? 3 years. Yes. How'd you meet him? We're gonna step in for a minute.
Man, I'm just tired of this shit, bro. And I'm tired of all these fucking, every time I look up, I see these Lifetime goddamn girls. I mean, these girls that Lifetime support on fucking websites and on fucking panels talking. And it, so understand this, Kitty Jones. Understand this, you lying mother. Ashante McGee. You know you're not a queen, you're a liar. So don't sit on TV and keep trying to promote your little jabs and keep adding my daughter in like you was around, you witnessed this, you didn't do shit, you're a lying ass. Got the right one, and you already know it. You better keep my daughter's name out your mouth.
But as to each and every element of the crime with which you're charged, it's a high standard, but it's the government's burden to prove that you committed the crime, not your burden to prove that you did or did not.
All right, Sylvia. So, people, you see how all of a sudden all of them fighting each other because everything is falling apart. You know, they plan this, then all of a sudden Savage and him can't get along. Now they at each other's throat. That's what happened when you put a team of liars together. Somebody want more recognition. So two liars want to always be on top. You remember that. If me and you out there lying, one of us want to be telling more lie than one. And eventually one of us going to get mad because, hey, nah, that's not how we go. This how we go. So it's just strange how a lot of these things are. Miss Honey, go ahead and speak. Rated R. Somebody.
Well,
Anybody.
I mean,
Well, what I want to say, Gucci, is I don't know if you guys remember back when Kitty Jones did that interview when she was talking about she worked at the radio station and she was flying back and forth and she gave up everything and she thought that she was going to be she thought she was going to be number one in Rob's life. And when it did that, she basically felt embarrassed because she gave her family and friends this illusion that she was going to be that one. And so when things didn't work out the way she wanted them to, when she had to go back home, she couldn't regain her career as a radio host. She couldn't do none of that stuff. So what else was it for her to do? To come aboard with these other people and collaborate with what they're saying that he did this and he did that and everything. And I remember that clip that, she talked on.
Well, that just go to show you that, you know, when you got hidden agendas and you don't play it out the way it's supposed to, that's when things get messy. That's where we at right now. Things are so messy with this current stuff, you know, and it's just really a shame to know that some of the women that were a part of it, if they call themselves women that were part of that, like, you know, I guess what my main question is, can somebody answer, what was the main objective?
Hustler, they're just gold diggers, you know, they just, you
I
know, it's,
I think the
you
main
know,
agenda is all these people watch too much videos and see how these guys in the video was pretend to live, because everything in a video 99.9 is rented for videos. So all these girls saw that and figure they can live their lifestyle and be around. Yes, a person like Rob, when he go out, you know, like after his after party and he go out, yes, he want to have 100 bottles on the table, because I've seen that. You know, yeah, you want to shine at the party because that's what you do as an entertainer, but you got people come around you with all this different motive, you know, like for instance, you know, it's just, I mean, I've seen this in my career because a couple of the people that I used to represent and be around, you know, it was like four of them got accused of the same crap but rape, you know, Pac, Run DMC, Will Smith and Akon, they all got it, you know, so that's why it's hard now for entertainers to even want to meet nobody at a concert, because you don't know nobody intention. Is this person coming here to hang with me, to come sleep with me, then go put a charge on me later, or just to brag? You don't know no more. That's why, man, the whole music business changed and stuff, because it's like everybody is dying for opportunity to come up. That's the main objective. Everybody want to come up, and they want to come up by all means necessary. If they got to put you but in jail, they're gonna do it. You know. Go ahead.
I mean, that's why I believe going through this process, a woman's voice, a real woman's voice, is very important, because this is not how women conduct themselves, and even including, you know, the ex-wife, you know, because when you look at that more in depth, they have children involved. Um, it's just not cool. It's not cool at all, you know, and you know, prayers to them, because I'm pretty sure through all of the media and social media, I can just imagine how they have to adjust to their life on a daily basis.
And that's true. You know. The thing is, you notice everything in this whole thing is always one side. Have anybody heard Rob say anything since he did the Gayle King where he said, I'm innocent? Everybody just coming after me for money. And he know it. He know that's all it is. He know that. Because let's be real. The charges that Rob got, abuse, that's a misdemeanor domestic violence. When have that became a federal charge to whip a woman's ass just in case? I mean, whip a woman butt just in case he did it. I'm sorry, Sylvia. I'm sorry. You know, but we know he didn't do none of that, because have any of these girls called 911, said I'm getting abused? Have any of them? No. So when have these charges became federal charge for to abuse a woman? In that case, Ike Tina would have been in federal joint as much as Ike used to whip her butt.
Yeah.
You know, so it's sad, because I'm still trying to figure how is it, you know, a federal charge that they come up with this maniac. I mean, it's just ridiculous.
And there's no physical evidence, Gucci. It's just word of mouth. It's just he say, she say.
And that's the part I don't like.
You know, when did that start coming into effect in courts? When did
I have
start
no
happening?
idea, but that's the thing I don't like. Because if me and you go on a date tonight and you didn't like my attitude and you give me a piece, tomorrow you can say I took it.
I'm saying, Lord have mercy. My God.
But you know, Gooch, let's dive in on that when you let's talk about the federal charges and seeing how
Dr. McDowell he's on the phone. Dr. McDowell, did you want to add something to that?
No, I what I wanted to say about parents being held accountable for keeping their daughters on R. Kelly for money.
Did y'all hear what he said?
No, his phone is very.
Somehow get the prosecution to understand that those mothers probably forced those daughters, con them into getting with Rob to get money out of them for their own personal gain.
And the fathers too. You can clearly see that Tim set that orchestrated this whole situation.
Hold on, he's still talking, guys. He's still talking. He's still talking. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Doc.
If there's any truth to any of the stuff that Rob did, although I don't choose to believe any of it because I know how the system works, parents should be held accountable. If your child goes to juvenile hall for something illegal, they charge the parents for the child's crimes and they charge them for the child being incarcerated. But when it comes to Rob Kelly, they're not holding the parents responsible at all for even letting the child go backstage late at night or even travel with them, and they were accompanied. So these parents, once we get to the bottom of this and found out that the parents were behind all this, then Rob will walk away a free man. Parents should be held accountable if their child is underage, as the law is saying, to make their own decisions and their own choices in life.
That is absolutely correct. He said that the parents should be held responsible for taking these kids to to this concert, an R. Kelly concert. Remember that was a question Gucci asked yesterday. That what was the motive behind these parents taking these kids
and Sylvia,
to these
I have another
concerts?
question back. I'm gonna take it back further to Lisa Van Allen. I think she said that she was under the child welfare system. Why wasn't the schools or the child? Why aren't the schools or the child welfare system being held accountable? Because they have jurisdiction over those kids. The state have, if they were minors, why aren't they being held accountable for their actions? Because they should have been.
But remember, in Atlanta, Georgia, age of consent is 16, so a child can sign themselves out of school.
Yeah, but she was under the child welfare. She was under child protective services.
Yeah, because she was a foster child. Yeah, you're right. You're absolutely right on that.
Right.
Well, then, and again, when you still going into that, look how this jeopardizes businesses. Again, Gooch, you are a promoter. Say, for instance, if you was a road promoter, this would affect anybody who has a business that is a road promoter. And I believe when we take a look at, I know I don't want to take this off the subject or off the course, but when you look at a person like Nick Cannon and his particular situation and how his operation was staged, he could easily got caught up in that. And I think when you think about how his programming has been pulled from mainstream media, you notice they pulled that quick.
Well, right. not only Nick Cannon, but look at Chris Brown. What happened over to him? If it hadn't been for that fan recording what she recorded, who's to know where he would have been right now?
That's so true. Look at Akon. Poor Akon career over because some girl said that. So I mean, the thing is, man, they got to stop blaming the artists. Okay? Because I'm gonna make this quick, Sil. Because In my lifetime, I've seen girls come to these concerts, put on makeup to look much older. They don't come to no grown concert looking like a baby. I'm sorry. Okay? So let's be real. I'm sure back in the days when we all was growing up and you see the dope boy driving down the street in that big Benz, you always see the young girls then putting on makeup, putting on tight pants to get attention. You know, they acting like Rob is the person who start men dating young girls. That's what they acting like. Okay, ain't none of these girls was no baby. None. I'm sorry. I haven't seen a baby in the Lifetime series yet. You know, so
Okay,
so go ahead, spit the fire.
Okay, guys, here's the rules. What's going to happen? I'm going to ask y'all some questions from the chat question that they submitted to me. Right. Hey, Spitting Fire, let you say your couple of words and then I'll start the process.
Okay, so one of the things that I wanted to talk about, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Okay, one of the things that, hey chat, hey panel, sorry, hey everybody. One of the things that I wanted to talk about was how they changed everything. Okay, so let's just keep it. Let's do some comparison and contrast here. Okay, so the first time that R. Kelly went to trial, okay, the girls were dressed very provocative. Okay, and they were dressed very loose, and they were. I did what you call it? I researched that. And they had people talking about how the women were dressed and all this kind of stuff. And their hair was like the stripper hair and all that old kind of stuff. And so they was thinking that that was probably one of the reasons why the people wasn't relating to them as victims and all this. And they did a lot of studies. Okay, they did a lot of studies on that last case to make sure that this one don't go down like that. So when they go to court, okay, they probably don't be surprised if they come in there with them granny dresses on, with the flowers on, with the white pearls, and you know what I'm saying, and they pumps on and things like that. They will not be dressed the same way that we see them on these social media networks. Okay, so that's the first thing that we need to let them know that they're going to be trying to do. Okay, so we are going to be a step ahead of that shit. We are going to see past your clothes and everything else. Another thing that they did, okay, and the government gonna be mad at me for saying this shit. I don't give a fuck. Excuse me, Siri, I'm sorry. Another thing that they're going to be mad is they're going to be mad because of the simple fact is back in the day when you were beautiful and you were pretty and you had, you know, the Coca-Cola bottle and all this and that, you were considered the gold digger. Okay, you were considered the gold digger. So nobody's going to believe you because you're just a gold digger. Okay, so what they did was they put, even with the Bill Cosby situation, they put the less attractive women in the front. Hear what I'm saying now, because I need y'all to understand what they're going through. If we're going to sit up there and come at these people, we got to come at them on every angle. They put the less attractive women or young women in the front. And then they're going to say, and they spinning the narrative that these are average girls that he's taking advantage of in the neighborhood. So therefore, people like you and me will be sympathetic to them because they're not looking like models. They're not looking like gold diggers. But I see right through that BS too. You understand? You can't pull nothing over on me. Okay? So that's one of the things that I know is like in the Bill Cosby case. This woman looks like a man. Okay? So you want to tell me that he raped her. Okay? And then you're going to say, well, he didn't know I was gay. What you mean he didn't know you were gay? You spent a lot of time with him. You didn't tell him that you were gay after all the times that you done spent with him? You get what I'm saying? So this is the type of stuff that they're going to do. You know what I mean? Just like I wanted to work with people in 2019 because I wanted to unravel everything that they had raveled because I studied the takedown of R. Kelly and Bill Cosby. I didn't just go after the victims or whatever else. That's why they was the least of my concerns. These people were molded and told what to do. You got set lawyers in place. Gloria Allred was the go-to woman. And then back in the day, it was that other lady that you guys had was the go-to to sue R. Kelly. These are the type of people that you need an outside agency to investigate these people. Because why is you mean to tell me states, everybody just come to you? There's no other lawyers that can handle this. You know what I mean? So they have this fakeness about it. And then they say, okay, we're going to put out young girls. Now, I had spoken about Summer Bunny and what's the other girl? Summer Bunny and the other lady, the other young girl said she had the herpes. I had to get her, Faith. I forget her name all the time. I had did a video about that in 2019 after the lady did the story on it. And I was like, wait a minute. I just find it odd that her story come out in December and this comes out in January. So Summer Bunny was trying to hurry up and beat her scandal from coming out, but then they had to hurry up and separate and everything else. And then they start feuding, start hating and getting jealous of each other. I had said too that it all starts at home. You know, I think I was speaking before the times. I think people wasn't really understanding what I was coming from back then because it was so early on. But it all starts at home, just like these young women. Mother said she dressed her up to go to be with R. Kelly. And then Geronda said on Tasha K, her mother didn't know. But in the docuseries, she said she called her mother and said, Mom, guess where I'm at? I'm at R. Kelly's house. You know what I mean? So her mother knew exactly where she was. So none of these mothers came. None of them came and got their daughters. None of them came in personal charge. There's nothing there. I personally believe that this case is going to end up going like Bill Cosby. It's going to end up going to the Supreme Court. Because of the simple fact is, what the justices was thinking, even in that case, was, you mean to tell me all these women have all these issues and their parents, nobody went to the authorities. No one. Even in Epstein case, some of the women called the authorities. Nobody went to the authorities here. They all went to lawyers to get a bag and everything else. And that needs to be brought to the forefront. That needs to be brought to the forefront about the parents. These laws have to be changed. You know, these laws definitely have to be changed, because anytime you got your parents signing you off to go somewhere that they don't know where you're going, where you staying, or whatever, like they just let you make up your own rules and everything else, and then they don't want to be held accountable when things don't go their way. Or like Tim Savage when he did the press conference, she 21. Like, why nobody got that? Everybody want to sweep things up under the rug. So there's ways that we can attack the media as well for being bogus and biased. You know what I'm saying? Even though they have the freedom of the press, you know, it's bias free. You ain't supposed to be trying to put down somebody that's a minority and that's a protected class like we are, and making it bad for us or black men, and you spreading it all in the media. So that's what I wanted to say. How we go about doing this. All of them are fraud. I knew that from the get-go, you know, and that needs to be addressed. But go ahead on and with your question, fire out.
All right, thank you, Spitting Fire. Okay, guys, this is how we're gonna do this. We have a set of questions from our chat, and everyone has 2 minutes. When you're going past the 2 minutes, I'll say time and give you a couple of seconds to finish your statement. All right, first question is, did they ever question Barry Hankerson?
I'll start.
Who would like to take that one?
Well, no. Because Barry being a missing man. You notice since all of this, nobody know where Barry at, you know, since this. Barry move around like an Eskimo. That means he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. So they have not interviewed him. I mean, I don't understand, you the feds, and you can't find him. But from my inside source that I've been talking to, Barry is one of the main person that they want. And another person, and that's why Rob is still locked up, because he won't assist them. But no, they have not talked to Barry, because as according to them, nobody knows where he's at. because but I think it's a lot of bull. I think Barry right hand man Demetrius is helping the feds, so they're not going after Barry. That's my opinion.
Anyone else who wants to answer that question?
I don't think that I don't think it even mattered even if they had talked to Barry or whatever. The feds have their own agenda in this case. They mad because they lost this case. The prosecutor is mad because they lost this case in 2008. So a lot of times, if we have organizations that's going to help us victimize somebody, due process and double jeopardy and all this, and we're going to make a spin on it and things like that, like you seen the attorney say, Gerald Griggs said, we had to change the narrative. And here's a person that's the NAACP, supposed to be helping the protected class, like the colored people, aka Black people. So I don't think they even care if they find Barry Hankerson or not. I think that they want to lock him up for a statement. They want to be the one to say that they did it, but they're doing it breaking the law themselves. That's what I personally think.
Okay, thank you, Spitfire. Anyone else would like to touch on that question? All right, our next question is, do you think Jim Derogatis, Jim is the author who's been writing books on Robert. Do you think Jim Derogatis have something to do with Rob being set up? Who would like to take that question first?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Gucci, go ahead.
You go first. You start.
Absolutely. Rob said it himself. He's been following him for years, trying to do things to destroy him. And, I think it's kind of funny that he would involve himself to this death in this situation and, have so much contact with all of these people that's involved. And they knew to reach out to him and, Sparkle and all of them go to the police department or the media and try to get this narrative spin on Robert, and that's how he was a big factor in the setup too.
He definitely is. And Jim is behind a lot of this. And I must say, word is around when this first started, when I was back in New York, when Jim made a statement way back that he's not going to stop until he get Rob. Word is that Rob denied him from his mom getting a job with Rob. And they said this is all behind something why this man is after Rob. Because you just don't be after a person without no real motive, So everybody in New York used to joke that Rob didn't give his mama that job. That's why that man going to try to bring him down if he take him 25 years, 30, But you look at all of it. If you was that good, why did Jim even take the fifth? No one to say nothing. Because Jim just want to put the narrative out there and let everybody runs with it. That's all it is. So everybody go to it. Everybody runs to it. You notice whenever he ready, he gets something to put in Chicago news. That's just the real fact. He's part of it, and he got Chicago news, so tied up that they would put out anything he asks. He's just a big scammer. That's all.
And have you noticed every one of the current so-called victims all went to him to tell a story? Why do you think that?
So he can teach them all to have the same lies. You remember people used to say, but why all the girls say the same thing? Do you think they have somebody that teach them what to say? That's why.
He prepped them.
Right. I'm sorry. Everybody's not going to have the same story. Somebody's story going to be a little bit. But these girls got the same exact story because Jim showed them how to do it, what to say, and how to make it sound believable. That's just the bottom line.
Okay. Guys, reminder, every time you finish talking, please mute because there's a feedback coming back from the StreamYard. It's kind of messed up when it's a lot of people. Okay.
I want to say something on that.
Okay.
When you have someone that has a vendetta against someone, you don't have to convince them. All you got to do is come with your negative story, and all we got to do is collide together. You don't have to do anything. So if I had a vendetta against Gucci, and I know another person don't like him, then it's easy to collab with that person. We see it right here on the internet streets, you know, in these YouTubes. When you don't like somebody or whatever, it's easy to side with their enemy. You know what I mean? So if you want after R. Kelly, it's easy to go to the journalists who don't like him. You know what I mean? And I wouldn't go to another journalist because just like you seen with the Tim Savage, the journalists were asking questions. Well, Jim's not going to ask questions. And so therefore, he's just going to tell us what we need to say. And then we're going to stick to the script. And we're going to put it out here over and over and over again till we get the public to side with us. And we start getting all these damaged women to side with us and having the voices and things like that. But here's the thing on that. And I'm going to wrap it up right quick. But here's the thing I want to say. People need to understand, especially people of Black people need to understand this. So here's a white man that's saying he's helping these young girls and all this and that. But when it comes time to taking a stand, he pleads the fifth all the time. He doesn't get himself up there under oath saying anything, or he's not going to put himself in a situation to where he can possibly go to jail later on. He's not doing that. You know what I mean? So you have to question yourself, even as a potential supposed to be victim. You need to ask yourself, why are you pleading the fifth? If we coming to you about some stuff and you believe this man is all of this and you hate him so much, why you always pleading the fifth? Because at that time, I would disassociate myself with him.
Okay, anybody else want to touch that one? All right, guys. Next question is, did someone want to?
Oh, I just wanted to say it was just easy for them to use Jim because he's got so much criteria that he's built up over the years. It wouldn't make sense to go to anybody else.
Okay. All right. Next question is, someone asked, is it possible to get the news station to sit down and have a one-on-one without interruption with a few of you guys? That would make a valid point that they might get attention we are looking for. That we might get the attention we might be looking for. Do you think the national news, the big news people will give us any time of day?
No, because I don't think that they want to hear the truth about the whole situation. They don't want anything to change from what's already been put out there about him. They want to keep that same narrative and see what the outcome is. It's like a test that they're running on Rob. If we get this man convicted of this, like Spitfire said last night, how many more can we do this to get rid of him? So to answer the question, no, they're not going to give any airtime to any of us. They don't want to hear it.
And Sylvie, you remember, was it early this year or something last year when I reached out to a connection in New York to get us some stuff to talk about it? And he called everybody. But just because it was about Rob, nobody wanted to touch it because, like she said, they don't want to hear the truth. They rather hear the social media version of it than hear about how people do research, how you found this, how you find that. It is just crazy that, you know, because it's R. Kelly, and that's what I'm getting at. It's like that whole stuff just paint a picture over and we don't want to touch it. But you notice, ain't nobody say anything about Woody Allen, who divorced his wife and got married to a 13-year-old niece. You know?
No, it wasn't his niece. It was his adopted child.
Right. Okay, well, that's even worse.
And
he's not to the little 13-year-old baby. Same thing with Elvis. Elvis Presley was married at 25 to a 15-year, but nobody say that because that's the king. But the problem is, back then they didn't have social media, so we can't say. But right now, social media is the worst thing that come across the Black folks, and I'm gonna say why. We don't like to read. We don't like to read, so we believe anything that we see in social media. If they said Bob Dole just won 100 million, everybody's gonna say, wow. You know, so go ahead. Huh?
Brooke Shields too. Remember that movie where they had her on there naked? That's child pornography.
Right. She was what,
Nobody
14?
talks about Hugh Hefner, all the women that he had in his house. Nobody questions the ages of them he had, or any of that. That's, and that's where, we get the idea of white privilege. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, Woody Allen can marry his foster child or stepdaughter and then, live in the house with her. Then she grows up and he marries her. It's something wrong with that situation. It's some sick people.
It is. It is.
Another thing is too is higher than that. The memo was sent out. The memo was sent out all across the media platform where they were said to not discuss him in a light which favors him. You know what I mean? This was all a political stunt. I did a video about that as well. This was all a political stunt because there were hidden agendas. So all the news stations, radio stations, and things like that did not want to. They already had that sold up when they decided that they were going to set up R. Kelly. And so the memo was sent out. The powers that be sent the memo out. So when these people set up R. Kelly, they didn't just go to it ain't just the radio station don't want to hear it. It's the fact that they went to the big wigs, and then the people who works in the media station knows not to touch on it. They know not to do it. This is the issue that I have been trying to tell everybody. The entire memo was already sent out, except for social media. And even when we talk about it here, our videos are restricted. You see what I'm saying? Or can't be monetized. The memo was already put out. Absolutely. So what we have to do is we have to go back into these stations and we tell them we have a voice. And that's violating our First Amendment to say what we want to say. This is why I have that initiation that I'm starting about muting is bullying, because that's exactly where that's coming from. It's the bullying people to think and say what you want them to say and shutting them up when they are saying what you want them to say. So that memo was out there already, guys. It has nothing to do with, or they don't like it, or, it's just that. If it was just that, somebody would pick it up. To be contrary, it was already set and staged.
Okay. I want to, one second, Gucci. Okay. I wanted to give y'all some information. You remember Surviving R. Kelly, the series? They were supposed to have one coming out in January. Because of the people, that series was canceled. Dr. McDowell, you want to elaborate on it?
Well, I don't know a whole lot about it. I just know that people got tired of hearing all those women bashing this fighting here. These people that don't even know anything about the case. They got a lot of ratings because people were interested in the first. But I know a lot of people around the country, and the people that I know are educators, teachers, doctors, attorneys, lawyers, judges, and they were all, and most of them are women, and they were all upset with the fact that they beat up this one man. How's he gonna do all this to all these little young innocent girls? And the parents sitting there looking so innocent, like they don't have a clue, they don't know. Even when one was being kidnapped, and then she didn't want to go with her mother, and then at the end she got reunited. It's all we see through that. Everybody sees that Rob is being set up. And you know something about the truth. You can stomp the truth to the ground, under the ground. Sooner or later, it's going to rise again. So Rob will be exonerated sooner or later, just like my friend Michael Jackson. They let him go because they never had anything on him. But that stigma, like you were saying this morning, Sylvia, that stigma will always go with Rob as a pedophile. And that's not fair to him. So we need to, I'm going to work on a painting. I was telling Sylvia this morning, I'm going to create a painting of little boys, all these little innocent little boys like Rob, Michael, Prince, Sam Cooke, Otis Redding, Cedric, and even Bill Cosby and O.J. Simpson, who were powerful. Because I know people that know O.J. O.J. did not kill his wife, and I want to get into that. But They choose these powerful black men that have a reputation that is so impeccable that the world adores them. Then they bring them down to show us that no matter how big and powerful you become, you're still another nigga to them. Just another nigga. And that's what we're all getting with Rob. They treat him like he's any nigga on the street. After all the beautiful music that he's given us in concerts, etc., etc. So I'm elaborating on this because I am upset with the way that our black men have been treated, and women, from slavery up. And if you guys don't hear anything else I'll tell you tonight, the white man knows for sure that his 1,000-year reign is over. God has given him enough time to get it right, and he has, and God is upset with him. That's why all these pandemics and everything else has happened. Their reign is over. And I have nothing against them. I got white people in my family, but I'm dealing with the truth. And they have wronged us as a people. They have wronged our leaders. They have destroyed all our leaders. And now, because we don't have any leaders, we have celebrities that we look up to. So that's why they try to take them out. They either kill them or lock them up.
Thank you, Dr. McDowell. Anybody else like to say anything on that?
I want to. Can I just say something?
Well,
go ahead.
Wait a minute. Okay, let me say this, Gucci. Also, a lot of the accusers are not going to participate in the docuseries this go around. They, I guess, it was some money issues, and they were mad at each other, and nobody wanted to get the shine and the light on them. You know, it was a problem after the first docuseries. They didn't want all that. You know what I mean? They wanted their spotlight, only a few, and next thing you know, some other people were there. So I did see a clipping to where it was Geronda and Andrea and some other ones said that they was not going to participate in this docuseries, and I think it's about a money thing, and I think it's about wanting to be the victim. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be the victim. You know what I mean? I don't want all the rest of them, and you know what I'm saying, they thinking that their story was chopped up and all this and that, and all that, which they were lying anyway. You can't chop up the truth, but it was also about money as well. They already said that they weren't going to participate in it, so there's no reason to sit up here and have all these women fabricating a story, and the feds definitely can't collaborate that. So you know, that's one of the reasons too, I think.
And
go ahead, Gucci.
Oh, the thing that I was getting back to the media thing real quick was that, you know, Sylvia will tell you, earlier this year I contact a lot, and no, I even contacted New York Times. It was only one magazine, one newspaper, which is the biggest newspaper in New York, tell me they will let me do a full page article. But the full page article, you know, the whole centerfold was 5,700. I asked everybody if they want to be part of it. Everybody say yes, but nobody helped, you know, because I was even going to hire a professional writer and let him watch every video on YouTube for a whole month to try to get it out. But that New York Post is probably the biggest newspaper, because the reason why, that's the only newspaper Donald Trump advertised in. So there's not a better newspaper for us to advertise in than New York Post, because that's the biggest newspaper in New York, even bigger than the New York Times. But the thing is, no television, nobody really want to mess with it when you say R. Kelly. You know, last year when I did the billboard, I went to Lamar and I went to another one. I signed a contract with Lamar. When I sent him the billboard, the picture, they try to pull back. I had to send him the contract that, hey, I signed a contract, and if you pull back, I'm going to sue you, because you should have asked me from get-go what was the billboard about. You wait till I sign the contract and getting ready to send you the money. Now you want to pull back. The problem is, it's like Spitfire said, they send this memo out. Anything with his name, you can't touch. It's already out there.
You know, we went and tried to do the T-shirt. Remember the T-shirt?
Yeah, even the T-shirt. I did the T-shirt. As soon as a couple of days before the orders was supposed to mail out, they couldn't even do the T-shirt because of this picture. Then I told the lady, I said, ma'am, there's nothing you can tell me about copyright. I said, if I put his name, yes, I got to get permission to put R. Kelly. But if I use his picture, that is not a copyright infringement, because you can never copyright your picture. You only can copyright your name, your slogan, or anything else. And they wouldn't do it, nothing, say, well, we still need something from the lawyers to say we can use this picture. I'm like, what the heck? So anything got to do, because, you know, they're ready. Like I said, every time you talk about him, what they do, run to social media to look him up. And they see all this negative stuff. So what we got to do as a unit, as a team, we got to go beyond the scope and try figure another way how we get people to open their eyes and steer away from social media one time just to learn the facts, you know, because if everybody get treated like this with social media, everybody gonna end up in jail.
I also think too, but you know what? They didn't do that when R. Kelly used his photos. They got a website on there selling merch, talking about mute R. Kelly with his picture on there. You know what I mean? So right there is copyright infringement. I mean, let's they've been doing that since day one. You know what I mean? So
and slander.
I just think that there's some issues. I don't understand. I think that his attorneys really need to start, you know, they focus on the case, but they need to start slapping out some lawsuits. You know, his entertainment attorneys using his name and doing this and that, and they need to retroact back to when this docuseries came out. They need to start slapping out these lawsuits. There ain't no need to wait until the trial is over with or whatever. You know what I mean? Because all that can be appealed anyway. So I think that they don't need to wait on that. At first I did, but now when it comes to that mute R. Kelly, that organization right there, I will start with them. And that it wouldn't be on you know, but it would just be strictly on his face and his brand.
Time. Thank you. All right. Our next question, we're still on a third question. Okay, guys. Next question is who and how and who's going to speak for Aaliyah? I don't know. That's the question they ask.
I don't think no one, because the mama already said she's not going to be a part.
Yeah.
Okay. Next question is how can they use her in the trial but not in 2008? How can they use her in this trial and not in 2008?
Exactly. That's exactly what I was saying.
Well, that just shows that they're
How can they use her for the 2021, but not in 2008? And the dead can't talk. You know what I mean? Once you're dead, it's over with. Just like with Epstein, the dead cannot talk. She has to speak for herself. Everything else is circumstantial and speculation.
Okay. Lil Hun, did you want to answer that?
It just shows that they really don't have any evidence or anything to really, they're just holding him. Because if you have to reach all the way back to Aaliyah and try to put her in an indictment in court, and like Spitfire said, the dead can't talk. Who's going to speak for her? Who's going to testify? That's hearsay, and they don't have no physical evidence, and it's going to be thrown
And that's
out.
true. But did you notice when they had Aaliyah to the indictment, when they invite Demetrius to New York? After they invite him to New York, that's when they put Aaliyah on it.
Okay.
And I'm gonna speak on this, Gucci. You know, for people that don't know, when Faith Rogers came out with this herpes, you know, situation, you cannot detect where you got herpes from. It's you never know where you got that from. So I don't even know how they was able to even bring a civil suit, a criminal case, or anything like that against him, because you don't know where you contracted that disease from. And yes, a blood test can confirm if you have it, only if you have an outbreak during the time that they test you. So, you know, I don't, that's
okay. Thank you. I have a statement from someone who is a journalist. Journalist person says that I would love to speak from a journalistic standpoint, and my hands are on investigation, but I don't want to. Okay, let me finish. As someone who works in media, I wouldn't say there is a memo sent out. However, the media is a small community, and because of that narrative that Lifetime painted, the feedback it received, platforms don't want to take that chance. I've talked to a lot of colleagues at the publication about this case, and unless it comes out from a journalistic standpoint or a strong public figure with supporting evidence, it'll never be touched. However, I do have media willing to back me when I release my case study. So I am thankful they are willing to hear the different angle at this point.
Can I say something?
Sure.
So that person that write this thing, how can we speak with you? Because trust me, we got a lot of evidence from people mouth talking, everything. How can we get with you? Wherever you at, I can jump on a plane. Sylvia can go and we can meet you to tell you everything that we want to. I mean, the thing is, if we can get you to help us get to the media and we can show you stuff and we can let you speak with people, that's what we are looking. Because the thing is, like you said, because we said, oh, we are friends of Rob, we're this, we would like to do this. You know, a lot of them like, yeah, okay, whatever, right? But the thing is, no one is speaking up for him. No so-called friends. I don't care what nobody tell me. No family, nobody. Rob is in this by himself. You know, I've been attacking this over 2 years, and until now, I don't see no family, nobody doing anything. Last year for the billboard, when I did the billboard and Bora Bora did the airplane, we did that with the help. You know, this is like he's like let me tell you my personal experience. Rob is more like a good older.
Time up. Next question.
Wait a minute, I got something to say, Sylvia, right quick.
Okay.
One thing she said that is a memo was sent out. That's not true. And furthermore, because if there was a point to where there was some difference of opinions or there was some evidence come out, the journalists also look at blog sites as well. You know what I mean? And the things that we are saying and showing people, it's not stuff that we made up. You know, just like when you just showed a clipping earlier in the in your live, it's nothing that we made up. We didn't tell Tim Savage to do a press conference, and we realized that he was telling Ashanti McGee what was said. These girls, the way they're being provocative and shaking their butt and Summer Bunny and all this connection. If there wasn't no journalist and there wasn't no memo sent out, when you seen all that evidence, why no journalist put something together and put it out there themselves? Why do we, as the supporters, and know that he was being unjust, have to come find you to put it out when you just seen what you saw tonight yourself?
Thank you. All right, next question is, what is your thoughts and what would you tell us about the trial if these accusers and Jim D gets immunity?
Repeat that again.
Okay. What are your thoughts and what would it tell us about this trial if these accusers and Jim D gets immunity?
Well, one thing I can tell you, you're going to see there's no justice, because one thing in the federal system, the first person talk is the first person get the deal. That's the bottom line. So in this case, it's a lot of rats, a lot, because all of these charges, these people these people going out after these girls, but they're using Rob. Oh, I'm Rob's manager. Come with me backstage. I'm Rob this. I'll introduce you to him. I see stuff like this all my life where people throw names to get girls. And once it changed, then everybody want to blame the artist because that person worked for the artist. So nothing will surprise me about who getting deals, because they are fishing for some evidence and got nothing. So everybody and their mama is willing to say, oh, Rob know what I was doing. He didn't say nothing. But how can he know what you're doing when he's busy on stage rehearsing or sleeping, getting ready for things? The thing is, they are acting as if they don't know how the entertainment go. They've been seeing rock and roll groups doing this for the longest. I'm sorry.
Thank you. All right, anybody else want to answer that question? Okay, next question. Do you think Rob's lawyers, attorneys, going to use any information from the 90s to 2008 trial to help win the case in Illinois, federal and state?
Before you say anything, hold on. As you say that, I want to say hello to Mr. Mike Shipper. He's in your chat watching. That's the attorney.
Yes, Mr. Shepard, would you like to come into the chat?
That's the attorney from the first case. He's watching, and I told him I'm going to say hello to him.
Hello, Attorney Shepard.
And I'm sure they're going to use it.
He might be good to answer that question because since he is from the old case.
Let me tell you why he said he can't. He can't. He just text me. He said because he's gonna get involved in this case, so he can't.
Okay. Thank you, Attorney Shepard.
Right there.
Right.
I would say.
Do you mind giving? Read your text message.
Go ahead.
I would say that it could help, but when you see the amount of corruption throughout what's going on with him currently now, I don't really think it's necessarily needed, really, because it's too much going on.
Well, I think that they would probably try to use the fact with Lisa Van Allen's testimony back in 2008, that they didn't find her as I believe they didn't find her as a credible witness, and that was a big factor in his case.
I will also think that they will use the jury's verdict and what the juror, the head juror, the foreman had, the foreman juror, whatever. Anyway, I can't think tonight. I'm sorry, you guys. Whatever the head juror did an interview, and he said that one of the reasons why they found him not guilty was because the person in the video did not look like the person that was on the stand, which was supposed to be in Roshonda, or supposed to testify, which was Roshonda Landfair, and they had showed a picture of her, and they said they did not see the difference. They also said, since everybody talking about the sex tape, they also said that the person in the video, when they looked up close, it was a little bit more developed. So when people saying they were underdeveloped, that wasn't true. And they say that the person in the video was more developed. This is what the juror said. And they said that the picture of Roshonda Landfair and that person in that audio did not seem like they matched. And on top of the fact that she didn't testify and say it was her. So I just wanted to put that out there. And that would be good to use in this trial as well.
Sylvia, can't hear you.
Oh, I'm sorry. The question is it possible that Joy may go against Rob? That is the question.
I believe they're trying. I believe they're trying to right now.
But I don't think so. And the reason why I'm going to say that real quick is for a whole year, they've been trying, and she got out of the way, and nobody heard from her. I really believe she's what you call a ride or die. I mean, that's just me now. Everybody may think different. But I believe if she was going to say something, you would have probably see her in social media. You notice you don't even see her on that no more. So I I don't know about Jocelyn, but all the rest of them gonna talk. I don't think she's gonna talk.
Okay, second part to this question is someone says that she has Tim Savage blood.
Yeah,
Well,
but
I think that
I don't know what that meant.
it doesn't matter if she has. I think it doesn't matter if she has Tim Savage blood or not, because she's showed other characteristics about herself that she stands alone and she stands by what she wants to stand by, and that she doesn't believe in what her father and her other family members are doing out there. So I don't think blood really matters.
Okay,
At
thank
this
She's
point,
a
she's her
grown
own
woman
woman.
too.
Thank
That made her own choice. And she also came out and spoke on CBS when it's the fake Patreon account. I don't think she is as shallow and easy to be manipulated as Rail or whatever. You have ulterior motives like money and trying to get a come up, and like her and her family. I think she just was really in it. She really dating Rob. She really likes him as a person and things like that. Because you got to think, even though she got her dad blood, her dad was the one who embarrassed her.
Okay. All right, great. Next question is, Gucci, did you see my text I sent you?
oh, let me.
Okay,
Why?
thank you.
I got that for you. You talking about his info?
Okay, just
yeah, I got that for you.
Okay, next one. What do you think should be done to these accusers and parents when and if Rob is found innocent?
Sue the daylights out of them. Sue them for their house. Sue them for their clothes, and burn everything in front of them.
Indefinitely criminal charges. I mean, we've been saying that for a long time. I feel like when Angelo claimed he signed Ezreal over, that's called general child neglect. If she was 17 or whatever, he should have been, him and his wife should have been held accountable for that. But to answer the question, I agree.
Okay. Next question, because I have a couple of more, guys. To save himself, should Robert tell the whole truth about his entourage and keep quiet?
Well, that's the problem right now, why he's still locked up. And I know that because I heard it from someone. He wants to talk, so everybody talking against him. He won't talk to tell the truth. So the thing is, Rob is like an old school cat. I used to have a cousin like him, said, if you catch me, catch the other people the same way you catch me. I'm going to lay down tell and let when I go to trial, I put my faith in that. But the thing is, it's too many people just pointing fingers. I mean, it's too many people pointing fingers at him. So the thing is, it's hard to say should he or shouldn't he, because we don't know what he's looking at on the papers when the lawyers show him. So sometimes that's probably why he's so relaxed, because they probably got, they're feeding for evidence. They're feeding for evidence. So it's just hard. I mean, in my culture, Jamaican culture, we don't talk. We ride or die. So I don't know.
Okay. Anybody would like to take that question? Anybody else? All right.
Well, I got a question for Gucci. Gucci, I don't even know how to say it. Do you think maybe some of the guys in his entourage?
That was the next question. That was the next question. Somebody.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead. You can ask that question because I'm just going to cross it off my list here.
Well, I'm trying to figure out a way to.
Okay, you want me to ask it the way they ask it in here? Okay. They said, should the entourage be held accountable for sleeping with these accusers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Because let me tell you why. And I'm going to make this clear and simple. Okay? The artists I've dealt with in the past, that was something me and the artists always make attention to everybody. If you go out and you meet a girl, and whatever happened, take your blame. Don't put my name in it. Don't, because you work for me, don't mean I'm involved. And that's what they're doing here in Robert's case. Everybody, let's be real. When these guys walk out in the crowd, they're not going, hey, baby, how you doing? I'm Demetrius. Nah, I bet you he said, hey, I'm Demetrius. I'm Robert's manager. Right away, what do you think that girl gonna do? Oh, can I go backstage with you? That's what they do. So they should take their charge, but they're not gonna take their charge because guess what? They're working for Rob. So by them working for Rob, and they're telling the feds, well, he know what we was doing. We go out there to get girls for him, knowing they ain't get no girls for Rob. Because I ain't gonna lie to you, if they ever bring any girls looking like these to me, I'll kick all of them off the bus. And them some ugly girls.
Okay, I did see Molly said no. She said if they did it under the employment of RSK, he is held accountable. That's what she just said.
Right.
How is he held
Because
accountable
they
for what
are telling the
somebody
feds.
Wait, Gucci, wait, let her complete.
Oh, I
please.
thought that was you saying that. Okay.
She was talking.
Apologize.
How is R. Kelly accountable for what somebody else do? Grown people. How you would have to specifically say that he knew what was going on or what was planned. You can't hold him accountable for somebody else's
Well,
actions.
let me interject. No, go ahead, Gucci. Go ahead.
Okay, Sylvia, you my witness. The tape we got with Demetrius, what he said when we go to the mall, while Rob's signing autograph, everybody run around and out cards to these girls. Don't you think those people handing out the cards say, hey, we work for Rob, come hang out with us at the concert? That's what they're saying. So that's why he's been held responsible, because the name R. Kelly is a brand. So it's a brand, and you work for that brand, you work for that company. RSK is a company's enterprise. So you work for that company. So now he is the one they are saying responsible, which don't make no sense.
But here's the deal. Here's the thing. I know in employment, you have to make that complaint. In order for a company to be held responsible, there has to be a documented complaint that you have of that situation. If you make no complaints to the employer of that particular situation, therefore that employer cannot be held responsible. That is what an HR department tell you. That's why they have the EEOC and all that kind of stuff. There has to be some sort of documented complaint to the employer.
Right, but RSK was LLC, so it's a one-man band.
Okay. All right, next question. Okay, does R. Kelly receive letters from his supporters if they send it? Yes, he does.
He does receive letters. Yep, he does. But right now, it's been some trouble with his mail, him receiving and him sending mail out. I know that. But
you have to send the letters the right format too. Sometimes it's sender's error. So just make sure you go to bop.gov to make sure you send in the letters the right way. Okay. All right. Next question. Who is Jane Doe that received the $1 million? Is that Azriel Clary? No.
Okay. That we don't know. That's why they call Jane Doe.
All right. Any updates on Joycelyn and her whereabouts? What is she doing for income? We don't know.
We don't know.
Do you know?
But I'm glad she's keeping quiet, staying away from all these nonsense.
Okay, next question is, are we allowed?
I'm glad she's staying away from that other side too.
For real.
Okay, next question. Are we allowed to at his hearing now or after COVID inside? Well, it depends on what the government's ruling on. Right now, no one is going inside the buildings. Okay. All right. Here's some more questions. Did y'all have any questions, guys, on this panel? Because I have a couple of more on here.
Go ahead. I'm liking this.
Okay.
Yeah, spitting fire, gonna spit some fire. Spitting fire, I like her answering the question anyway.
Okay. Someone has. Okay, guys. I'm not taking any videos to watch, so please do not send any videos. We're not taking videos. No more videos for tonight. Okay. The next question I have is: has anyone spoken to R. Kelly's kids?
No. I mean,
No.
I really don't want to, because I don't think them kids really want to speak to outside people about this situation. You know, that's my preference, my philosophy. I don't think I would try to, because I don't know. I mean, I wouldn't want to hear nothing from no outside people right now.
Okay, thank you for that. Next question. Do you know if any famous people that thinks RSK is innocent, yes or no? I think Dr. McDowell may be able to answer that question. Dr. McDowell, what do you think? What is your answer on that one?
Do I think Rob is innocent?
No, had any famous people, what are their thoughts in regarding to Robert's innocence?
No, I haven't talked to any famous people on it yet. The people that I tried to talk about it with, they turned a deaf ear because they're believing what the media. And you got to remember now, their reputation's on the line. They're all able to entangle this industry along with Rob. Same people represent Rob. It's over Rob. It's over there. So we have to be real careful when they come out against. That's why nobody came out for Michael. Madonna said it herself. When Michael died, then none of us came to his rescue, and we all knew better. She said at the funeral on MTV. And that's what they're doing to Rob. They know, a lot of them know that he could be innocent of all these charges. Nobody in the industry is going to come up to help him for their own reputation and their own livelihood.
Okay.
And Doc, you was right. Doc, you're right, because several people I spoke to, that some of them he worked with, said they would say something, but if they do, their career is over because of the type of charges. And that's why I told people, said, you also got to look at it from that other person point of view, that person got a family. It's not that they don't want to speak up, but as soon as they open their mouth. I mean, example, look what K. Michelle going through right now. She opened up her mouth and everybody, even Wendy Williams, is at her. You know, so you got to realize a lot of these guys, that's how they make their money. You can't be too mad, and you can't, two things that's just how they go. They always tell you know who your friends are when you get in trouble.
And I wanna chime in on that. I know.
Oh, 1 second. She's
like
hold on a second. Hold on. She's go ahead.
Beverly Johnson came out. Beverly Johnson, the supermodel, and said on The View that she was told if she did not say something against Bill Cosby, that her career would be over. She said, "I am being forced to do this. I don't go along with it, but I'm being forced." She was one of the few black women that came forward. Okay, you look at Beverly Johnson's situation, and you look at all the other stars who could help. Wow. Just like Gucci said, they can't. But I have a question for you guys. Do anybody in the group know Donald Trump or know how to get to him?
Does anybody in the group know Donald Trump or know how to get to him? That's what he
Hey, I'm going to say something to that, Doc. Somebody texted me today from New York that used to work at the Trump Tower, but now they work at the Waldorf. He said one of the best ways, if we trying to get to the Donald Trump right now, everybody on this page need to go to his Twitter page and paste it on his and Eric Jr., because Eric Jr. tell him everything to do. They said we got to flood his Twitter page about asking him to look into Rob case, pardon Rob, because Rob got the same case like Donald Trump. Remember, when he was running for president, they was trying to accuse him of the same thing.
Yeah, but here's the deal, guys. You got to put an application in. He can't just pull it out of the air. You have to put an application in. That's the process we need to go through.
Right, but he said if you put it,
because he's the only man in America right now that can free him, and he has not freed a single African American.
Right. Well,
I need to do.
Well, he freed some from Memphis. I know he freed.
What you guys do, but I think that we got to use whatever opportunities that we have, but we got to be wise about this.
But Sylvia, he said if we flood his Twitter page, it will give him some attention to look into it without him have to pull anything, because he got the power to look into something if he see it on his Twitter page. Like, just say 500 people tweet him tonight, say, look into R. Kelly's case, pardon him. he may just say, you know what, let me look into it and look at that and look into it, get somebody look into it and stuff. So I mean, if that happened, we can do, because he pardoned 2 people in Memphis that I know. The lady that Kim Kardashian have been pardoned from Memphis, I know her, and I know her co-defendant who was like a drug kingpin here, and he pardoned him right before Thanksgiving too. So it can happen.
But any African American, he doesn't.
Yeah, he pardoned in November. He pardoned 6 blacks.
Okay.
All drug dealers though.
Okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be hard to pardon like sex crimes and stuff like that with the Epstein situation and all this and that. So it's like, if he looks into it, he's going to look into it with the charges of what the Homeland Security saying that Rob has done, instead of the evidence or counter claims that we putting out here saying that no, these people are lying. So when you put out stuff like that, you also got to get information to him to look at things from a different perspective.
Okay. All right. Next, that was a good question. All right. The next question is from our chat. The next question is, do you feel the rallies and the protesting help?
The rallies help. I mean,
no. Well, the rallies help Gucci, but at the same time, they hurt him, because you got to realize that when he's in there with the other inmates, they can't get their business.
Yeah, but
they can't get their phone calls.
That's not true.
They
That's not
out.
true. That's a makeup story. That's not true.
That's not true.
That's a makeup story people was making up, because the thing is, they are outside. They're not in front. They can't come in the building. That was just an excuse they used.
That's the false media. But remember, there was the Black Lives Matter protest that was going on for weeks in the month of May. From May until the month of September, was a lot of Black Lives Matter. There was a lot of looting. There was a lot of vandalism that was going on in every state. So that's what caused the problem. Because when we protested months prior, there was nothing. Remember, Lil Honey?
I think the protests helped.
When we were in Chicago protesting, no, there was no incidents or anything that I think we were like one of the first.
And they were banging on the windows. They didn't get shut down. It's because of the Black Lives Matter, all of the vandalism, all that stuff that was going on. That's why they had to shut the MCC down. That's the purpose of that. Because I contacted MCC and found out what the main reason was. And the rallies do help. That's our right as citizens. We have a right to have a peaceful march.
Yeah, the rallies help. They help. Any little bit of thing, any little thing that you do, it helps. It helps because it shows that there are people who believe that his innocence.
Because you remember in New York when we was walking, a lot of people walked up and said, "What is this about?" And when we tell them, they're like, "Oh my God, he's still locked up. We didn't even know that because we don't hear nothing about it."
And Sylvia, remember when we were in Chicago?
Hold on a second, Dr. McDonald is talking at the same time you're talking.
Gucci, you're right. You're absolutely right. Most people don't even know he's still in jail. I don't believe he's in jail.
And that's true. A lot of people don't.
Okay, go ahead, Little Hun.
Yeah, that's true, Dr. McDowell. A lot of people don't know that he's in jail. I mean, just the other day in the grocery store, they was like, where is he? Is he locked up or is he out? People don't know. And, the rallies do help, but, I'm just saying that, it does, the other inmates, they do get agitated, and it could be jealousy because they don't have business. They don't have phone calls. They don't get the attention that he's getting. So it probably does cause a little bit of aggravation to them on the inside, but our voices do count, and it does show, support and everything that it needs to show. And I would like to see more of it in the orchestrated way.
Okay, I think that's all the questions I have from the there's another. Well, that was the last question. I didn't answer that. Someone asked about, are we gathering downtown on his birthday? I'm not sure because I don't live in Chicago, so there might be something out there.
I think they said they are, but I don't know. But I'm gonna have a couple of billboards saying happy birthday, stay strong, we loved you, you know, that kind of stuff. So
okay. That is it for the question. Remember, guys, I said to email me the question. I'm not looking at the chat. So that is it for this evening, guys.
So everybody, we appreciate you all again. We probably will try to set this up something like this when we get more information in January. You know, y'all, everybody got Sylvia's information. If you got stuff, you can email her. We'll read it, put it together. But like I was telling everybody, if everybody interested into an article, a full page article in New York Post is $5,000. I got the printout from the advertisement department, not a quarter page, not a paragraph, a full page article, centerfold. So we definitely need to do some work, because the thing is, everybody, you know, claiming they want to help him, but no one's doing nothing. Everybody just talking, you know. People, if you for you know, all these people, and I'm glad everybody in this chat is over here for support and to listen and to just see what's going on, because it's a lot of stuff going on that people don't know. A lot, you know. So
Yeah. And it takes more than just posting pictures on groups and social media. You know, it takes, you know, support and unity in this to, you know, help get the message across. So, you know.
And it takes money. It takes money, people. I've been saying that for 2 years. People act like we just supposed to come on our channels and talk about it, and that's it. It takes money to get the word and stuff out here, because people have to travel, people have to do this. Like you said, Gucci, I didn't know anything about you trying to start a spread in New York Post, but everything takes money. And I tell people that, and people act as if people so scared to donate a little bit of money, but they went and got that filth for the holiday though.
Hey,
Okay,
I will tell you about it.
Michelle said she sent a question. Hold on a second, guys. Hold on.
Okay.
I
will send you.
Question. Hold on, guys. I got a couple of more questions.
Oh, okay. Well, can we see what you look like?
All right. Yeah. What?
The camera is off.
Okay, I needed mine back on.
Hey,
Okay. Thank you, Michelle, for reminding me I had your question. I just didn't transfer it over. It's still on my email. All right, you ready for the question? How can those women sue Kells, get paid, and now be in the new charges?
Because civil and criminal are two different things. Just like the OJ trial.
I thought once you get one, you don't get the other. I thought once you get civil, you can't go back for criminal.
No, that's not true. You remember OJ beat his criminal and they still sue him in civil? The thing is, most people do civil after the criminal. But in this case, they try to do civil because they think they're going to get a judgment. But believe it or not, all these judgments he's getting is being upheld.
Okay. All right. Next question. Do anyone have contact with RL, which is Rashonda Lansfair? It's been said that she has been sending Kells money in jail. It has been said that she's not testifying against him. She's only cooperating with the feds. It's been said that she's cooperating. She is the biggest concern, in my opinion, in all cases, in my opinion. Your thoughts on her? What's your guys' thoughts on her?
I don't know, because ain't that the girl that braid here?
No. That's the one supposedly in the tape.
Okay. That's the one that in the first time that say it wasn't her?
Yeah.
Oh, well, you know, that's a setup act because Sparkle's got her to talk now to say it's her. So that's the thing, we don't know, you know, but let's hope, because the thing is, if she said that back then, it's not her. Why is she going to be a credible witness right now? That means she's not. I mean,
well, they trying to say that he obstructed and he paid her off and her family off is why they did what they did or didn't do what they did. But here's my thing. When you say someone obstructed justice or took a bribe, that's two people that's guilty. The person that offered the bribe, allegedly, and the person who received it.
Yeah.
That's true.
All right, the last question. Guys, you ready? We have heard that at least 50 friends and ex-employees are testifying against him. Do we have any idea who is testifying on behalf of him, on his behalf?
No, we don't know yet.
Okay.
Just, you got to wait till trial day, if you make it that far, just to see. Because it's going to be more against him that's with him. Because all them people that's supposed to be Entourage employees, they're trying to protect their butt. Let's be honest, you know? So.
Okay. Thank you, Gucci. Okay. Dr. McDowell, could you give me your last thoughts on this?
Well, my last thoughts would be they are persecuting an innocent man. I believe Rob is innocent 100%, and I believe he was set up by the parents of these children, these young girls. And I believe that he's going to be free if we stay the course as a group, as a team. We're going to, like Nicole said, Marquita said, we have to stay the course for Rob because everybody is saying, yeah, we're going to have Rob, we're going to do this. And then they back out. They back out because they're afraid of their reputation being associated with a pedophile. They did Michael the same way, Michael Jackson. So, all this, just keep in mind that we have to stay the course. We have to be strong, each and every one of us. Because they're going to start thinking something wrong with us, trying to help them. And to Gucci, if you need any ideas on billboards, I have plenty of them. I'm an artist, graphic artist.
Okay, Sylvia gonna give you my number and we'll talk.
We'll talk later about that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Next person, Spitting Fire. What is your last thought, Spitting Fire?
Okay, your mic is
Spitting Fire, unmute your mic.
Okay, I'm sorry. Would you read that again?
I just want your last thought on this.
What you broke up? Say that one more time.
Your last thoughts.
Oh, okay. My last thoughts is I really do think that we have to work together to help get the messages out here. If we want to actually help with this case and other cases alike, we have to attack the laws on this. We need not to focus on the fake accusers because they have their day in court, okay? We just need to focus on the laws and these laws change because that's what's going to help. We need to bring awareness to the public of what's going on out here with Black men and all these fake accusations when they become rich and famous and stuff like that. And then the organizations that's popping up claiming to help young Black girls in the neighborhood and haven't done anything for them. So these are the things and the awareness, like Gucci was saying, that we have to get out here. We as a people have to stop being so scared to contribute. You know, that's one of the things, my final thoughts is we scared to contribute to a cause that's going to benefit us. If we can get, and I understand there's a lot of scammers out there. I understand people do a lot of schemes, but at some point we got to trust something for us as a culture, for us. You know what I mean? So once we can do that and there's some donations and then we can get some things in play, I think people will start being relaxed and then they can contribute more. But I think that we have to practice cultural obligation. I think that we can think at the surface level, and I think that Rob and Bill Cosby will have be free at the end. That's what my last thoughts are.
Thank you. Last bit of it, you went out a little bit, but okay. Little Hun, what is your last thoughts? I'm gonna let the ladies go first, guys.
Well, I totally agree with Spitting Fire. You know, it has to come a point where you have to trust somebody else or somebody that this official that's going to do the right thing, and so we can get some things done that needs to be done to help move this forward, and people can do and hear what they need to hear, the truth about what's really going on. And in the support groups on YouTube and everything else, and like she said, we understand the situation that's going around, but you got us right here that's really trying to move some stuff and make things happen, and we can't do it by ourselves.
Mr. Terry, what's your last thoughts?
Like a jungle, the lion must roar. And we know that we must roar together. And I believe that the tools are in front of us, 99% of it. And if we utilize those tools, our voice will be heard. Those are my final thoughts.
Thank you, sir. All right, Gucci. Unmute yourself.
My final thought is, people, you don't have to read this story to know the book. You don't have to read the whole story to know the book. It's plain and simple. If all the videos we show y'all these people take part in bringing these girls back to set him up. I mean, it's plain and simple. So what we got to do, we definitely, I've been trying to do it. People want to talk about me down. We got to get the words out there. And I've been saying it from day one. And Sylvia is my backup, that we need to do a full page article. I don't need no tiny page. I need a full page. So when you open that newspaper, you see RSK picture and you can read the whole thing. We got to spread the words to potential juror in New York. I'm from New York, and trust me, we are you know what, okay? We don't believe everything until we see stuff. So it's a lot of stuff they got to start show in New York, So this case is simple and plain. It's a setup. I don't care what people want to say to the left, to the right. They're all part of this setup. Everybody is in this to try and get a deal so they can go home free and don't care about Rob's well-being. Everybody is all in this to benefit themselves. Rob is the only one suffering. People need to stand up and be real. If you support him, support him. Stop supporting other people and say you're for him, but you don't. You can't have two people that you support if one is against him, So the thing is, it's just crazy, We just got to do this ourselves. We got to do this ourselves because no one is trying to help him. No one. They paint that picture on his head, and that picture is staying there, and that's why a lot of people are scared to touch anything because of that picture. So we got to stand united together, fight together, and just, knock the devil off your shoulder. Let's just go. Let's go.
Thank you, Gucci. Again,
and it, can I say something? And it brings about a change, because this can't just happen to R. Kelly. This could happen to your dad, your sons, anybody. So when we make this change and we fighting for a change, it changes the board all the way around in our community, in our states, in our cities, and hopefully we will be able to take this to Congress and get some laws changed about the things that's going on and how they're doing people and, everything like that. So, this is the time to stand united and really put your trust in, that people are fighting for something that's right. And it starts with RSK.
Thank you so much for that, little honey. Okay, guys, here's the thing. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of us who have made a decision to commit. We're committing to this movement. And we're going to see it to the end. Prayerfully that we all be alive to the end, but we're going to be here to the end. That's the promise I made in this movement. We have Dr. McDowell, who's very talented, who wants to utilize his talent in this movement. We have little Honey, who is definitely has some connection in the industry, who is dedicating her time. You have Spitting Fire, and you know Spitting Fire has been spitting that fire for a while, guys. And she needed a group of people who's going to stand with her to get these things changed. And she's been fighting along for a while. So now we need everyone, every single last one of us. We have Terry, who is the new kid on the block, but he's hungry and he's ready, he's willing. And of course, you have Mr. De Sosa, Gucci. And Gucci, whatever you need, we're here for you. So are you guys ready for this task? Are you guys ready?
I'm ready.
And what we're asking you guys is, you guys, your job is to spread this word, spread it like wildflower. Remember, we said that, like wildfire, not flower, fire. So you guys have a mission. Tell somebody. You know how word of mouth, it goes, going and going and going. You guys got to spread it. That's the only way you can change the mind of these people. You have to spread it. The national syndicate television is not going to take it on. We have to do it. You know, I spend time changing my brothers and sisters' mind. So you guys can change your family members' mind about what's happening, because half of them don't even know what the heck is going on. They're only watching television. They believe that ignorant box. So you got to change these people's mind. And I know there's a big stigma about the charges, you know, but don't believe everything you hear.
And I want to say this, Sylvia, even if you're in the nail shop, the barber shop, you know, I'm a talker. So I'm at Taco Bell drive-thru, and somebody in the chat right now, they know, they was on the phone with me. I'm like, hey, what do you think about this? And they was like, you know, I think this and that and the other. You know, it's interesting to hear what people have to say and how much support that he really has. And people love him, but people really don't know what's going on. And that's your job, to help spread it. Support us, support him in what we're trying to do, because people are not knowledgeable of what the real circumstances is. They're only left with that image of Aaliyah in the Surviving the R. Kelly. They don't know the truth of what is really going on with him and what is surrounding everything, that's why they're doing what they're doing. So that's what we're asking you to do.
So can I get a prompt? No, I don't want to promise, because people break promises. Can I get a commitment from you guys that you're going to share something to somebody, somewhere? Your social media, your phone conversation with whoever don't believe. Remember, there are people who have information, have Just Jazz has flyers if you have a problem with speaking. Some of you guys have finance if you want to donate to the cause of what Gucci and Dr. McDowell was talking about. Guys, money makes things move. The lawyers are not going to work for free. Okay? Let me just be honest with you guys. Nobody's going to work for free like this unless you do volunteer work like what we're doing. But the lawyers, the only way you're going to give the best lawyers is get the best money. You know, get it out, help. And I know some of you guys have something in your piggy bank that you could share.
I know, Sylvia. I've been telling you folks that for about 2 years.
Let me tell you what I made a decision. I said, once this YouTube thing give me this money, my whole amount that I get from YouTube is going to go towards his defense. That's what I made a decision, because I don't care about the money. You know what I'm saying?
And Sylvia, I run the Injustice. So if I have to set up something, you know, and show the people I got over 5,000 followers in the Injustice of the King of R&B, like I said on my live in my group, I will show what's donated and I will show what's given to the attorneys and whatever. You know, it's no problem with that.
And Sylvia.
And I'm very transparent, y'all. I know.
Like just for the newspaper article, you know, I will send you the email to show you the specs and everything with the price for the newspaper, so nobody don't come accuse the Gucci of nothing. Because, like I told you, Sylvia, If I get help, I will do it. And you know, I will do a lot of stuff by myself with or without nothing. Because like I told people, I'm not doing this to be known because men do know each other real good. But I'm doing this for a person that I know in my heart is innocent. You know, it's innocent. But the thing is so many people want to say this, want to say that, but I don't know. Nobody doing nothing. And everybody in this chat, I really appreciate you. You know, it's like this the time of the man life where he need us. You know, when a man is incarcerated, I don't care who is, that's the lowest time of his life. He got to listen to people tell him when to go to bed, when to get up, when to eat, when to shower. I mean, this man need to be in the free world. And the funny, you know, it's just so messed up because these so-called accusers out here running around doing this when they know they lie. But this poor man, you know, ain't used to his bed. He's sleeping in a mattress this thick, eating noodles. I mean, come on, man. You know, if we're gonna do something, we need to do it and just go from there.
This is my little money that I'm gonna put whenever they give me the money, I'm gonna put it in there. So this is the the YouTube, and I'm not joking, y'all.
And that's one thing with Sylvia. You know what though? I'm
very transparent.
That's why I always tell Sylvia I love her. When Sylvia hear me say, Sylvia, I want to do this. She'll be like, okay, here. You know, last year when I do the billboard, Sylvia was the first. People was talking, and I did the billboard last year in the suburbs. And the reason why I put them in the suburbs last year was just to show the people in the suburbs of Chicago that Rob got people that care. Do you know how many people hit me up and said, I saw it? That's the first time I ever talked to Boski. He said, man, I saw your billboard. I liked it. It was down the street from my house. You know, because we know those are going to be the people they pick for jury. Let's be honest with ourselves. They ain't going to pick nobody from down the street where Rob go. No. They're going to the suburbs, go get the middle class people. Every jury, that's what they pick. You know, I've been to Jewish duty before, and everybody was from the neighborhood I live, but we are doing somebody that live in the hood. I'm like, why don't they get jury from the hood? But they don't do that. So we got to do this. You know, this newspaper article meant a lot to me, and the reason I want to do it because I'm going to get a professional writer. I'm not going to do it. No, I don't want nobody to write it. I want a newspaper person that write for the newspaper. We give them all the information they want to do the research, and we go from there.
But here's the thing I wanted to read. The reason why I showed this.
Hold on. Stop. There is somebody named Carla Richardson there talking about I wouldn't send the money to the enterprise. I don't trust Gucci. Carla, you don't have to trust me.
Gucci, don't get involved with that. Don't get involved with that stuff. But listen to this. I believe in transparency because everybody believes people taking money and stuff like that. So if you want to see the bank book and when I send it out, I will show you. I have no problem. Transparency is good, especially when you're dealing with people who have trust issue. You know, I don't have trust issues, so it doesn't matter. When I give money, I give it. I don't have trust issue. So
and Sylvia, I think in the beginning, we all have gave money to him, you know, in the beginning, you know, with no questions asked. You know,
and also I'm trying to get the Innocent Project, so people I work with there. I donate a lot there. We done helped some people. I've helped quite a bit of people with legal funds and get exonerated and stuff like that. And I'm still continue to do that. So if I have money extra, I definitely will do this as well. But it's not just us up here is what you need to speak to. When we give our commentary and doing this and that, we are already working. It's the people that's right here on the side with all this to say is that we need to help. And I think personally, Gucci, when you said something about a bank, I think like Bank of America or Chase will be good because they are over. People can go in and they can donate and they can get a receipt from them right then and there of what their donation is. It don't have to be questionable because this is already a federal protected institution. And you ain't got to be dealing with no PayPal, nothing. Please do not do no PayPal. Please don't do that.
What I'm going to do, I'm going to contact the Bank of America because that's what my company account with. And when I open it up, I will let everybody see it. And if you want to, you do. But the thing is, you know, I'm trying to hold my composure because I hate people
Don't let
talking.
it get to you. Gucci, don't let it get
I
to
don't
you.
take nothing from nobody. Don't listen to that bozo over there that's stealing. I don't steal.
Gucci, calm down. Calm down. It's not important. Don't look. This is a great live. Okay, guys, I have phone number for you guys. If those who wants to call the president, call 202-456-1111. 202-456-1111. Okay. And if you want to write, you can go straight to the White House. It's called whitehouse.gov. And you can write and make your request. I mean, whatever your concerns are in regards to Robert's pardon. Okay. Okay. Guys, you got to understand that the enemy will come. Whenever there's something positive come out of this, the enemy is going to attack. So do not get distracted, guys. Do not. That's his job. His job is to distract, and he will use anybody. So for us to sit here and entertain stuff and not move forward, our position is to move forward and help Robert. That's what we're here for. Nothing else. And everybody's going to have an opinion. And they're entitled to their opinion. But that doesn't control what you do. It doesn't make who you are. And Gucci, don't ever let anybody take you off your game. Don't allow that, please. Okay?
Yeah.
You know
And
what you do.
And Sylvia,
huh?
Sylvia, I know that Dr. McDowell had a request from you. He told me earlier. I didn't get to text you, but before he wanted to do it before we started. But before we leave this live, he wants a prayer, put in place.
Okay. Dr. McDowell, do you want to do the prayer for us?
Oh, my wife is, I'm kind of hoarse right now.
You kind of hoarse? Okay. Gucci, do you want to lead us in prayer? I forgot our prayer man right here. Terry, I forgot about you, Terry. You see, you don't even put your face on here, so that's why I didn't even see you. Terry, can you lead us in prayer while we leave?
All right. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for allowing us to see another day. Thank you for allowing us to come together, touch and agree in a movement that seems so sincere, so pure. Lord, we ask you to remove any stains and blemishes. Lord, I ask you to deliver forgiveness in our hearts and souls. Replenish our lives, replenish our bodies with love. Lord, give us the ambition to move forward in a positive way. Let's not worry about what others say, for you have the last say. Lord, let us represent you well in every way, form, or fashion. Just like the jungle, the lion roars. Let your voice, let your word be the example that needs to be set before all men, all women around this world. Lord, thank you for everyone who was on this panel. Lord, we ask you to continue to guide over them, protect them, keep them safe out of harm's way. We also ask that you continue to do the same for all the ones who participated on this watch and all the ones around the world, Lord. We ask you to keep the ones who are in authority, keep them in a clean, sound mind as they make decisions and choices for our lives. Lord, we ask you as we are closing this year to bring unity back in this land, unity back into our communities, into our race, knowing that love conquers everything. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
All right, guys. Thank you, Terry, for that prayer. And we're gonna say goodnight to everyone, okay, guys? Hit the like, share. Don't forget to share this live. Subscribe and stay tuned in because we have a lot that we're gonna be delivering through this channel to you guys, and also some of the Facebook pages, okay? So stay hopeful because we believe in it that Robert's gonna be out of this. Okay? All right, guys.
All right, everybody.
You guys.
Hey, Terry,
Good
night.
night.
Good night. Good night. Hey, Dr. McDowell.